Hey, so I'm going to check in with y'all today because I want to talk about what it means to being a place where you release the pressure, you stay in your power, and you share something positive. I felt a lot of pressure this morning. I got on to social media this morning and I felt like something hit me. There was everything going on. Everybody was saying something. Everybody is feeling something right now, sending prayers out to Floyd and everyone who is connected to him. And I feel like energetically, we are all connected to him. I felt pressured. I felt like I needed to get up and say something. I felt like I need to hit record and be the person to share something, a message to you. And at the same time, I felt like that's not what I'm supposed to do. So I had to pause for a minute. I had to check in with my hubby because at the end of the day, we've been through some things, he and I. And when he was going through his own experiences, when we had police brutality at our doorstep, when I was in a space where, as a new mother, I'm getting a call and finding out some stuff that was going on and how he got beat up. I'm able to say today that my Sean Bell, my George Floyd, my person is home. Not every black wife, not every black mother, not every black son, not every black daughter is in a position to say that. I said, I need to come on here and talk about what we experienced. I need to come on here and tell y'all about me having PTSD, thinking about looking at New York police officers walking down the street and feeling like I'm in a place where they're supposed to serve and protect me. And I felt unprotected because the reality is that we all have a story. And I said, I'm supposed to jump on and talk about his story and my story. And it took well over a year to the point where I didn't even want to be there. I didn't want to be in New York anymore. I moved to North Carolina, had to get out of the chaos. But it doesn't matter where you go, we always black. It doesn't matter what you do, you always have to understand the fact that there's always going to be pressure for you to react. There's always going to be pressure for you to come on and say something or do something. And for people who are not doing something or saying something, folks is demonizing them. How come you ain't stepping up? How come you ain't doing nothing? There's so much pressure right now that I felt like I need to come on and not share my story because I've gone through the triggers. I went through the PTSD. I went through all of that. We went through getting him to a place where he could not feel broken anymore because they wanted to break us. They wanted to break our spirit. They wanted to make us into what they thought we were supposed to be. And the reality is that that's not my story anymore. I don't want to come on here and talk about police brutality and what we went through and ask you to share your stories too. What I want to do is I want to talk to you about standing in your power because everything that happening right now in this hour is a distraction. Everything that's happening right now in this hour is a distraction. There are people who are negatively being used to fuel fire. If it's not the COVID thing, it's the blue and what would they call it? Black and blue thing, right? Us against them. All of this negative energy is demonizing, it's distracting. And if you don't have something positive in your life that's going on right now, you're going to find yourself giving that same energy, more energy to destroy us. What I want you to do is I want you to find a way to share something positive today. I want you to find a way to pray for his family, to pray for his family, to pray for everybody out there who's on the front lines right now, fighting for freedoms, but also fueling the fire of the demonic distractions that are causing us to stay in a place that we're not supposed to be. Energetically, we're not supposed to be in this place. Everything that is happening to us right now, everything that we are seeing, I was gut hit this morning. Something wanted me to react, to respond, to be angry, to shout at my hubby, to cry. Something wanted me to see people, beautiful, black, brown people being assaulted, being abused, being shot on social media. Something wanted me to see these things, and I didn't want to see these things today. But they showing me these things because they want us to feed into the demonic distractions. Somebody out there got to understand what I'm trying to say to you right now. They want us to feed into this negative energy, but let us not give this thing power. Pray, pray, pray. Stay positive. Stay in your power. If you know how you can help, you know how I'm trying to help? I'm trying to help by coming on here and shifting the narrative. I need you to find a way how in your community, how in your reality, you are doing something positive. I need you to find a way not to feed into the negativity and the distractions, because that's where they want us to be. Everything that's happening right now is a distraction. Do something that's going to help people around you. Do something that you know you living in your gift and your talents, and you serving the people the way you supposed to serve people, doing what you need to do. What happened to George Floyd is a horrible thing. And I sat in my space and I went back in time when I was sitting with my 6-month-old child, because I got a call that my George Floyd, my Sean Bell, was in a space where he was violated by the police. And we fought through that for 5 years. And I went through that for 5 years, and we got through that. And we left New York, and we left Brooklyn, and we in a space now that we're in North Carolina. But it don't matter where you leave, you still this. You always this. I thank God that he's here today, because he might not have been here today. Things could have went sideways. They beat him, they put him in jail, they did all kind of stuff, but he's still here today. He's got a message. I've got a message. You've got a message. We've got stories, but I don't want to feed into the stories today. What I want to do is to fuel you to stay powerful, stand in your power, and share something positive. Don't get distracted by this. Who's on Facebook? Who's on Twitter? Who's on Instagram? Who's sitting on phones 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, just pouring into the negative energy that's being fueled into us right now? We got to cut this. We got to cut this. I see people demonizing people because they're not saying enough. We're not all called to say something. We're not all called to have anger in us and push something negative out of us. Some of us called to quietly pray and reflect and respond the right way, not just react at every single thing that we see going on. Not just react because everybody feels like if we don't react, we not black enough. If we don't react, we not doing the right thing. You don't just react at every single thing. You wait and you think and you thoughtfully respond, because too many of people are out there reacting the wrong way. They are reacting the wrong way. And I need to take a minute because I felt pressured today. I felt pressured to come on and say something and do something and be, and bring up stories and all of that stuff. When the reality is that's not what we need right now. We don't fuel the demons. We don't fuel the distractions. We dig into our purpose. And we understand that everybody's purpose is not to come on the platform and to preach about what we don't all need to be talking about. A lot of us, most of us, honestly, I feel like all of us need to find a way to live in our power, share something positive, uplift people the way we're supposed to uplift people, and do that. Because all of this is nothing but demons and distractions. I pray for George Floyd. I pray for his family. I pray that we as a people, not just black people, white people, all these damn people, we figure out what the hell we need to do, but we look not just with the eyes of seeing us, Because what we seeing right now, all of this is distract. We look deeper and understand there's some deeper stuff going on right now. Energetically, 2020, there's some deeper stuff going on right now that goes deeper than COVID, that goes deeper than black and police brutality, that goes deeper than all of these things that we seeing right now, distracting us from what we need to do, which is to stay in our power, stay in our purpose. Because something you right now, I know me, I can say for you too, we right now, we breaking out of things, we getting woke about things, we get into a place where we about to get to a breakthrough. And everybody that's feeling demonized, everybody that's feeling distracted, something is trying to push you away from what you're supposed to do. Something is trying to distract us away from the things that we supposed to do to keep us quarantined, physically and mentally, to keep us angry, to keep us distracted, to fuel the negativity. And I'm telling you right now, right here, it ain't gonna be me. It's not gonna be me. However you guys feel right now about what's going on right now, I want you to fuel everybody you talk to with love. Fuel them with love. Fuel them with positivity. Figure out how you know you share your gift and your power of uplifting in some way to do something to other than to give into the negativity of everything that we seeing right here. What we seeing right here is not real. Everything that we seeing right now, it's not real. I know how it feels. And I saw a lot of stuff on Facebook today that I didn't want to see, but energetically they wanted me to see it. They wanted to pressure me into being a part of the problem. I'm not going to give in to the distractions. I'm going to pray for his family. I'm going to pray for his child. I'm going to pray for that man. I'm going to pray for all of us. Because at the end of the day, I said, my man came home. I've been through it. I'm sure either you've been through it or you know somebody who's been through it. On some level, I have to say, I get down on these two knees right here and pray, because I'm not going to give into it. They say, forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do. There are a lot of people around there that I got to say, forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do. They are feeding into, energetically, they are feeding into something that we need not give focus. Folks is losing their damn mind right now. And they don't even realize that they're just puppets being played. They're losing their minds. A lot of stuff that we reacting to and feeling pressured to react to, I encourage you to take a minute to thoughtfully respond, to reflect, protect what is yours, get some perspective, and do what you believe is positive when it comes to sharing, when it comes to serving, when it comes to there's a bigger picture at play. And regardless of what individual folks say, there is more to this than meets the eye. So please, 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 I encourage you, do not fuel the fire of the negativity. I'm not even going to talk about the specifics of the individual things that I saw and that you see. Because again, we don't need to give this thing fire. We don't need to fuel this thing. I'm not going to sit here and go through all the stories and the shock of what I'm seeing and what I've been through. I'm going to pray for that man. I'm going to pray for his family. I'm going to pray for all the people too with the negative hands who are a part of the problem, because they know not what they do. They are being puppeted and controlled. It's up to me and it's up to you to understand that, to see that, and rise above that. Rise above it. I don't even know what I need to say. I said I'm gonna just come on here and pop on here today because I felt pressure to say something and do something, and it took me many hours to kind of process that. and then come to a space where I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come on here. I'm going to talk about positivity. I'm going to talk about the fact that we are powerful people. We are as humans powerful. And our voices, our actions, our distractions, when we stand into that, we can be powerful in a good way or a bad way. And in this moment, we decide what the future holds based on how we respond, not react, but based on how we respond to what we're seeing and understanding right now. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get off here. I got work to do, and I know you do too. I cannot say that I know how many hours you have put into being a part of the front line, or being in a space where you've been distracted by everything that you've seen thus far. But I want you to know that however what you feel, because I know however I felt, if you ain't a part of the front line, if you're not out there protesting or changing legislation or doing what you need to do in that capacity, find a way to affect positivity in the way that you know how to affect positivity when it comes to working with people individually or in groups, any way that you serve outside of what this is, right? Fixing this is not for all of us. Being human, being the best humans we can be, that's what's for all of us. And you find a way to serve and share and be positive in a way that serves you. Don't feel pressured into having or supposedly doing what everybody else is saying we need to be doing just because those people are saying that those are things that we need to do. You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully. Because I was feeling pressure to say or do or be somebody. I didn't even know who that person was. It's just you black, you better come up, you better do something, you better be about it. And I was like, where's this pressure coming from? We're not all the same people. We don't all serve the same way. We don't all have to say the same thing to know that each of us has a responsibility to serve, to support, and to help others in the way that we can do that best. All right, I'm going to leave the rest of you guys to think about for today. That's just a little bit of food up for thought. I'll see y'all tomorrow.